Hello, everyone of my love, Left Me Forever supporters and followers, and those who don't support me. Just thought I'd do a short video today before I go to bed later on tonight. I want to talk about a comment that a woman left on my last one of my videos called the my sexually explicit edited mode 1 profile, and I think I did that about 2 days ago. And I'm not here to bash her. I sent her a note yesterday saying that I was going to try to discuss and reply to her. And her name is Denise Noles, Noles 3159. That's her handle, Denise Noles 3159. And she says, "I hope you don't get offended by this, but I wonder if you have issues communicating with women, or if you're doing some turn-off stuff. You're nice looking, so do you say weirdo stuff to women? Do you have an anxiety disorder or some other mental health condition? I don't understand why you couldn't get sex all these years." Now, she sounds like she's probably a young female. Of course, I don't know. So I'm going to try to answer that question and maybe say a few other things. The one thing I want to say is the rage and anger and the hatred and the animosity toward women has pretty well vanished. I don't feel that desire to get even since the sexual encounter I had on December the 30th. I said mostly I feel a whole lot, as far as I actually feel joy for the first time, and I feel excitement and hope. But to get back to her question, women don't have a clue about men and sexual suffering. So she wants to know, do I have mental health problems? Well, anybody listening to my channel for all these years knows I did or do. I have been in the hospital several times. The last time I was in the hospital was over 22 years ago. I will say that. And I've seen over 250 therapists. So ask me if I had a mental health condition would be like the understatement of the year. No, she don't know that. I've had all kind, anxiety. Obviously, I've got anxiety. But she did ask me, do I do weirdo stuff? No, I don't do weirdo stuff. I don't even talk to women. See, my problem, she wants to know, I don't understand why you couldn't get sex all these years. Women are never going to understand that. First of all, thank you for saying that I'm nice looking. But nice looking and good looks don't do anything for a man who doesn't like himself or who has mental health problems, depression, anger, resentment. So good looks are absolutely useless to a man if he does not have confidence to go along with it. Even if a woman was to come up to him and start talking to him, he would not be able to do anything about it. He wouldn't be able to get laid. He'd just scare her off. So no, I haven't done any weirdo stuff, but I have a 40-year history of mental health problems. Now, I don't see myself as mentally ill. I would not have been able to pull off what I did with a woman in the motel 2 weeks ago almost, because I wasn't afraid. I had complete confidence with her. I didn't feel inferior to her. I could tell she had a lot of friends. She was talking about going out on a New Year's party when she got back the next day. So no, this woman was surrounded with friends. She was a healthy woman. So I didn't go into my details. And I'm sure if she knew my background, she wouldn't have met me. So I'm just trying to answer Denise's questions. Women don't have a clue because they just can't, you can't figure it out. If you're a woman, you don't really, if you have any kind of degree of looks, you don't have to worry about looking for a sex partner. They're going to come knocking. Now, I think it's getting more and more difficult for women because men have quit approaching. There's a woman in Atlanta told me that she hadn't had a boyfriend in 5.5 years, a steady boyfriend. And she says she doesn't get approached anymore when she goes out. The guys won't even approach her. She'll see them looking, but they just won't come up to her. But for the most part, ever since I've been in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, women have had it made in terms of they just can pick and choose from a wide variety of guys and wherever they may be. And so whenever sex can come to you easily and you can get it, then the desire for it goes way, way down. So that's why women are never in any kind of itch and hurry to get laid. Now that woman in Atlanta was in an itch and hurry for whatever reason. She couldn't find somebody, and she found me. But that's the answer to the question. When a woman does not have to worry about where her next sexual partner is coming from, or she knows she's got 20, 30 guys, or even 5 guys that are hitting on her all the time, the desire for the sex goes away. So that's why you got all this anger from men who get pissed off or angry when the woman is not in any hurry and she keeps putting them off. And so my advice to the men is just leave her alone. If the woman is not interested and at the same degree you are, don't even pursue her. But yes, I had all kind of different mental health problems in the past. I do not put any kind of labels. I've been called borderline personality. I've had therapists tell me I wouldn't be alive another 6 months. I've had every kind of attack done to me by the mental health facility, community. But like I said, to answer your question, yes, anxiety, depression, suicidal thinking, mental health problems, yes, they have abounded. But I'm the healthiest I have ever been as far as mentally. I'm 67. I still support myself. I live alone. I haven't been inside a mental hospital in 22 years. I haven't seen a therapist in over 2 years. I have no intention of ever seeing a therapist. And I don't recommend y'all do. You guys. Looks don't mean anything. Okay? So she's asked me, I wonder if you have issues communicating with women. Once again, that would definitely be the understatement. I definitely have issues communicating with women. I don't communicate with women. Okay? I don't go looking for women. I don't go to clubs, bars. I don't go out in downtown where I live and try to go to events. That's always the big advice by the therapist or your friends. Go somewhere where there's like-minded people. Like-minded interest. That's what everybody keeps telling me. Like-minded. If you like to go kayaking, join a kayak club. If you like to go, hiking, join a hiking club. It doesn't work. If you're mentally not well, or you don't like yourself, and you don't have any confidence in talking to women, it doesn't matter where you go. You could have put me in a room of 1,000 horny women at a singles dance. And there's only like maybe 1,000 women, let's say, and there's 300 men. And I would still walk home. I would still go home alone and turn on porn. Okay? It doesn't matter where you put yourself. If you're a man that's been where I have been prior to 2025, and you look at the old videos, and I put another video up today about my experience with a bridge, BRIDGE, the one that I had hidden. And you'll see the old me. The old me had given up. The old me was self-hating, self-degrading, and attacking everybody that attacked me. So this comment by Denise Noles would have really upset me, and I would have really started attacking her last year if I wouldn't have had that situation with that woman. I don't know if I will ever, I don't know when I'm going to meet another woman. Right now, I'm not going to get depressed about it. I'm just going to simply take the actions I can take. Right now, I'm just sending a couple of messages on that website that I told you all about. And if I'm out, I don't been out in public much lately, especially the day it snowed and it's ice. I have not approached a woman. I have not approached a woman and asked her on a date in 30 years at least. I had a dinner date in 2016 with a woman I met on Match.com. I was living in Georgia, and she and I started communicating, and that was the last date. And then I shut Match.com. I joined Match.com in 2016. Within a week, I met this woman. We went out for one date, and she told me that, we didn't click, and that was okay. And I was on there for another 6 months and never got another message, and no female would return the message. So, like I said, this woman, if she has to ask this question, she's never going to understand it. Okay, if you're a woman, your genitals have or perceived to have more value that men are willing to pay for it. And until men quit doing that, there's not going to ever be equality or peace with women and men. So I was going to say one more thing about Roger Currie, the dating coach that wrote Mode 1, Let the Women Know What You're Thinking. The difference between Roger and me, Alan and me, besides him being black, he was mentally healthy. Okay, Alan was having, casual sex with women ever since he'd been in high school, and he wrote these books, and he traveled overseas in Germany and other places and put on these seminars. Well, and then he got married and had a child. He married a 28-year-old before he died. Well, a healthy man, unhealthy man doesn't do these things. So when you're mentally healthy, you can go up to a woman and be direct, approach like he does, and ask the his philosophy is within 90 seconds you let the woman you want to have sex with her. Now, somebody like me or like I was, that's going to scare women, possibly. It's going to turn them off and make them angry because they're going to sense the instability in me. But I'm telling you to go ahead and do it anyway, because you can't wait till you get 100% mentally healthy. You're not going to get. There's no such thing. But that's the unfairness about Alan Roger Currie. He grew up in a good family, and he was in had good parenting, and he was a class president in high school, got a 4-year college degree. He was in on the Jay Leno show. He wasn't a guest, but there was a clip of him on the Jay Leno show asking Jay Leno a question one time during one of the segments. And he's also on the Oprah Winfrey show. Okay, Alan Roger Currie was on Oprah Winfrey, I think, in 1987. Well, that's a whole new level of mental health that most people don't have. Most guys who want to practice this Mode 1 and be direct with women. You got to have some degree of mental health, but you can't compare yourself to Alan. Okay? So, I want to talk about those Instagram videos. I still haven't looked at them. This woman named my comments from my supporters have vanished. I mean, they haven't vanished. They just have stopped cold. I have people to look at those comments for me. But man, I haven't even got a comment in the last 24 hours, and that is rare. So something's going on there with the people that's watching this. They don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, I guess, and I don't blame them. But to let y'all know, I have not looked at these videos. Maybe tomorrow. So it's pretty scary stuff right now. I kind of feel like a fool. I want to talk about pussy level and non-pussy level teachers. I brought this up before in my old videos. A pussy level teacher and a non-pussy level teacher. Now, this could be a person too. It could be just a person, but I'm talking the world is ruled by pussy level teachings. Okay, Tony Robbins is the pussy level teacher. Wayne Dyer, Hay House, Course in Miracles, Mike Dooley, all these high energy people telling you a law of attraction that you can have anything you want by simply using your thoughts and your feelings and your desires. And that's true. You can get what you want. I got that woman by desire and my feelings and positive feelings. It's what brought her into my reality. But it took me years to reach that point. It took me to 67 years old to get to that point. And I have doubts if I'm going to be able to do it again. But I have not given up. I'm just giving it a break. So that's the pussy level society. That's Tony Robbins and the Lewis Howes, all the people that tell you they never, a pussy level teacher never talks about the tragedies of this world. They aren't going to talk about Thomas Crooks, that individual shooting Donald Trump. They're not going to talk about school shootings. They're not going to talk about sex trafficking. They're not going to talk about rape. They're not going to talk about the dark subjects. That's what pussy level, that's why I call them pussy. They're scared. They don't want to do anything that's going to disrupt their fan base and cause them to lose money. All right? So, pussy level teachers always choose positive subjects. There's a church called Unity Church. It's a metaphysical church. It's a pussy level church. So pussy level people don't deal with the negative events of this world. There's also that negative event of that shooter in Las Vegas. When was that? 2017. He killed 50 people from a hotel room. Pussy level teachers aren't going to talk about that. They aren't going to give you any solutions on how to help these people because they don't have a fucking clue. Now, a non-pussy level teacher, the only one I can really give you an example of is me. Now, I really can't think of anybody out there. I used to think I knew some. Now, Alan Roger Currie was definitely not a non-pussy level teacher. He only worked with people, like you said, he won't even work with people that had criminal records or had been abusive to women. So, there are not many non-pussy level teachers out there. I'm one. You know, I'm willing to talk about the ugly realities of this world, depression, mental illness. Pussy level teachers aren't ever going to talk about mental illness. So I'm willing to talk about what it's like to be lonely and addicted to pornography and not be able to find a woman and what that feels like and the shitty reality that is. And they'll be afraid most of the time. That's was my reality before 2025. And to feel like I don't deserve to have any good in my life, any love, and to constantly be fighting trollers on here. But I look at the facts. The facts are on my videos, I get 95 to 96% likes. All it takes is one asshole to knock you off your game a little bit, and you say, oh God, look at this guy. One guy says, you're a real weird guy. I wrote back and said, try looking in the mirror and you'll find somebody even weirder. So I can handle these people, okay? I am a non-pussy level teacher. Okay, I'm a person that can look at any ugliness in this world. I don't care how ugly it is. I can look at child trafficking. I can look at mass shooters. I can look at anything that anybody's done, and I'm not going to recoil from it and condemn these people. I'm not going to freak out. Oh yeah, let me put the other group in the pussy level group. The Bible people, the Jesus people, the Christianity people. If you follow Christianity, if you're following the Bible and you can't finish a sentence without talking about Jesus or turning your life over to Jesus, you are the ultimate of a pussy level person. You may not be a teacher, but you're a pussy level person, and you are absolutely useless to helping anyone in this world. So let's just put it in perspective. Pussy level people and non-pussy level people. Let me turn this computer back on. Hang on just a second here. That's the last night's video playing. So I like to have that light on because it gives me a backlight. So you're not going to be able. You cannot communicate with the religious mind. The religious mind, I don't care if they talk about Jesus. They're insane. These people are lost in a delusion. So when you come up upon a pussy level religious person, the only way you can deal with it is just to walk away. You cannot just talk to these people. They are lost in a mental illness that they don't even know they're mentally ill. At least I knew I was. Okay? I am not mentally ill. I have problems with anxiety. I still have problems with fear. And I still have to struggle with self-esteem. But I feel joy now when I wake up in the morning. Now this thing with this Instagram has scared me. And that's why I haven't looked at them. I'm scared to look at them. It's scary. Quick note, I still haven't heard anything about the reunion in Florida. They had a meeting yesterday, and everybody's all quiet. I got this friend down in Florida supposed to let me know. When I say friend, she's married. She's my age, but she's married. She's just somebody that I just met her 2 weeks ago online. And I didn't even know that her and I lived in the same town 50 years ago, 60 years ago even. So I hadn't heard any more about the reunion. I've covered the pussy level versus non-pussy level. The big news is I don't no longer resent women. I have no desire. I don't feel any hatred, malice. I would have attacked this Denise Noles last year. But having that encounter with that female that came in and embraced me as a man, uh, there's nothing that's going to replace that. Okay, so I wanted to talk about how sex became a big deal, but that's going to take a video in itself. I mean, where did it even start? Well, obviously, it started. It started in my childhood, and I never had a date in high school. I didn't go to. I'm not going to talk about it all tonight, but I never had a single date in high school, and I didn't go to either prom. I didn't go to the proms, the junior or senior prom, 'cause I had no self-esteem. The idea of being with a woman in a tuxedo and being around in the wherever the prom was held, I don't even remember. I couldn't. It was just beyond anything I could have done, and I didn't have any kind of parents that supported me. My parents were my enemies, and so, and then that's kind of where it all started. I didn't even have an interest in sex until I was 22. I mean, obviously, there was porn started when I was about 18, and I went to some adult videos theaters when I was 18. But porn did not have a hold on me, and sex did not have a hold on me. I wanted a girlfriend. I wanted to fall in love. I wanted that romantic encounter. So it wasn't until I was age 22 that I threw that out the window, and that's a story, and how it ended up being now at 67. I'm more obsessed and interested in sex than I've ever been, because I've been deprived of it my whole life, for the most part. Not all my whole life, but for a big part of my adult life, and it turned into a mental illness. So that's what I was saying in another video. If you're a man, men that can't date and form relationships with women that are sexual, it needs to be classified as a serious mental illness, and it needs to be treated in a very loving and healing manner. Well, it's not going to happen because there's no psychiatrist capable. Okay, psychiatrists and psychologists, well, they aren't going to help you. They're going to give you pills and medication, and they're going to teach you pussy level coping skills. You've heard of coping skills? That's what one guy was trying to tell me on here the other day. I don't have him pulled up right now. Don't listen to anybody that tells you, well, why don't you just learn some breathing exercises? Or one guy suggested I do Buddhism. Fuck Buddhism. I studied the Course in Miracles for 10 years of my life. It's above anything Buddhism. Buddhism is basically you trying to detach yourself from your needs. You detach yourself from the world. Okay, you become mindful. All right, you become aware. Man, I'm aware of everything. Okay, there's nothing that Buddhism is going to teach me that I don't know. Don't look outside of yourself at these teachings. I don't care what they were. Okay, look at Tony Robbins. He's a millionaire, 10 times over, $600 million. But yet, do you see any difference in the suicide rate? What has he done? He don't have any clue. He hasn't helped this world in any way. He's helped his bank account. But I'm rambling all over the place. The point is, all this suggestions. Have you tried this new therapy? It was family-oriented therapy. I don't remember all. Therapy does not work unless you believe it works. Now, if any of you guys out there, you see something and you want to try it, go for it. Don't listen to me. It might help you. Therapy might help you. But it's not going to help me because I know more. I am wiser than the therapist. I can't tell you the number of psychiatrists I met that said, oh, I looked at the Course in Miracles, but I didn't understand it. They can't understand it. Here they are with a medical degree, and their minds cannot grasp the Course in Miracles. And I read it at age 29, and the time I opened the book, I knew what it was about. I never had any trouble understanding it. Am I bragging? Yeah, I'm bragging. So like I said, you don't give up on your dream. If your dream is similar to what mine is, and you want to connect with a woman sexually, and don't let people shame you and say, oh, try to form a relationship with her, try to get common thing. You want to ease into it. That's the old 60s, 70s, 80s bullshit. Okay, women are not going to respect it. Oh, there's women out there that will go along with it. If they like you, they'll play that game. They'll let you date them and date them and date them. and then 6 months down the road, you might be in bed with them, maybe sooner. I mean, there are still those that will play that game. But don't listen to these people give you advice, dating advice, even men, especially a pussy level man. A pussy level man is a man who grew up in a loving family. He suckled his mother's breast until he was probably 18 or 20, maybe go back, still suckles every now and then. He went to his proms. He dated. He maybe had a girlfriend. He probably was the football high school football captain. Went to college, had girlfriends, had a career, bought a home, had children. That's the pussy level man. He's always going to give you this advice about being friends with women. And because he's not deprived of his physical needs and sexual needs like you are. So the pussy level person is never going to understand the non-pussy level. They're going to see me as a threat. And they're going to see me as like, what the fuck up is with this guy? So that's all I want to say. And I'm going to go for tonight. And I appreciate your comments. Thank you.